Ali, thanks a lot for the time. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Just flew back from LA and I'm here in Las Vegas.
So let's get into it. Ali, how excited are you to see Islam Makhachev fighting for the title against Charles Oliveira in Abu Dhabi? For us in Brazil, seems to be like the biggest fight of the year. I believe for a lot of people worldwide also is the biggest of the year. But how are you feeling? What can you describe? How can you describe your feelings right now?
1 second, bro.
Okay. So how excited are you? We are about to see Oliveira against Makhachev in Abu Dhabi. Maybe the biggest fight of the year.
I think this is the biggest fight of the year, and I think it's a, I want to take a moment and I want to give credit to Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira, what has been done lately is amazing, And I know before this fight we talk and we try to make him fight. Now the fight is done, He come from a linear show box fighting. I'm talking about Rafael Cordero, Shogun, Cyborg, like so many legends. You understand? Come from this shoebox. Macaco, his coach, is a friend of mine, and his other coaches, they're all great people. And I know there's a lot of talk and stuff like that. And I know Khabib talking. I think everybody all Khabib because Khabib promote this fight a lot.
Yeah.
And Charles Oliveira received pay-per-view, and he should be happy because you get one of the best, one of the most famous athletes promote your fight. I think we have nothing but big respect for Charles Oliveira, for his team. I think this is two of the best guys in the world gonna fight, pound for pound, the best two guys. And I think is the fan is the winner. It doesn't matter if you're from Brazil. Fighting is a DNA. Wherever you're from, people like fights, right? But of course, he's a homeboy. Charles Oliveira in Brazil. I'm sure Brazil behind him. Of course, Islam is my brother. I'm behind him. But I believe this is a high-level fight. I believe Islam Makhachev, one of the best grappler in UFC right now. One of the best grappler in UFC. I think he's one of the best wrestler in the UFC. He have the best striking defense in the UFC, but also you have Charles Oliveira. He always creates chaos, right? I think this fight is very interesting fight. It's a very tough fight for Islam, but I truly believe this fight will not go 5 rounds. And I think, listen, if Charles Oliveira catch Islam with a punch or something like that, maybe he can win. But if we come to a fight from A to Z, I don't think Charles Oliveira cannot match Islam's grappling or his wrestling. I'll give him maybe the edge in the striking. I can say maybe Charles is he have more knockout, he have more power, you understand? But also, this is MMA. This is no striking, this is no grappling. But I believe when it comes to wrestling and grappling, Islam is on a completely different level. And I can see Islam submitting Charles Oliveira. I can clearly see it very easily.
Okay, so I don't even need to ask you about the prediction of the fight. You just did it. But I would like to ask you, as you mentioned, you're really close to Khabib, and for a lot of people, especially Brazilian fans, it was a surprise to see the posture of Khabib because he was always like a respected guy, and now he's saying, we understand, of course, because he's defending his guy, Islam Makhachev, but at the other hand, people in Brazil are like, he didn't need to do that. He's weighing too much on his words and all that stuff. My question is, did you expect that? Because right now, Khabib is like a promoter, right? Ego FC, he has a little bit different inside him. Did you expect this posture of Khabib, or it was a surprise also for you?
Brother, Brazilian people, some of the most passionate people on this planet. They go behind their team, they cheer, they fight in a soccer stadium, in jiu-jitsu matches. It's just a big brother supporting his little brother. And people have to understand this. We love Brazil. Khabib loved Brazil. He go to Brazil there and you have an amazing fight. Khabib really wanted this fight in Brazil, not in Abu Dhabi. We asked the UFC in Brazil. You understand? But I think Khabib, I don't think he said anything disrespectful. He didn't think bad about him. Listen, how you don't like Charles Oliveira? We like Charles Oliveira. You understand? He's a great guy, you know. But at the end of the day, right now, Charles Oliveira, when you sign this contract, he's the enemy, and Islam is his enemy. You understand? But in the battlefield, you respect your enemy. You understand? You have to have rules. You have to have honor. I see his coach in Utah. I go to him, I shake his hand, and say, hey, good luck with everything. You understand? It's no bad blood. You understand? And whatever happened after this fight, you understand?
Yeah.
People will shake hands and congratulate each other. You understand? 100%. You understand? Because I think Charles Oliveira is not a bad person. He's not like Conor McGregor, trash. You understand? He's a guy we come from humble beginning. We understand the struggle. You understand? Charles Oliveira is the UFC lightweight champion. And we are the contender. We just go there to try to challenge the champion, to take something very, very heavy from him. And of course, he's going to feel this way as a champion. He want to take everything I work for, the coaches. But we respect Charles Oliveira very much. We respect his coaches, his family, everybody. And Brazil, I love Brazil, you know, and I respect Brazil. I will never say nothing about Brazil. And I don't think anybody said anything about Brazil, because Brazil, for me, is my second home, you know, and I haven't been there for a long, long time, but I live with Brazilian people every day. But also, I'm not going to be fake. I truly believe Islam going to smash Charles Oliveira. You know, he's going to make him tired. And I think he's going to make him give up and finish him. Because if I sit here and say, oh, it's sport. No, this is fighting. People are going to try to smash your face. And I'll tell you something. All Islam need 2 takedowns. And the fight is finished. You know, I truly believe this. I'm a Henzo Gracie black belt. I grapple with Osman, with Islam. I know Islam 10 years. I never see Islam tap to nobody. And he trained with ADC champion, world champion, Pan Am champion. He smashed everybody. I never see anybody tap him. You understand? You know, Charles Oliveira, we see people tap him. With Islam lose too. Islam got knocked out. This is why I say that 1 punch can finish everything. You understand? And this is why is confidence different than don't respect somebody. I'm confident Islam will smash him. But we respect Charles Oliveira. I respect Brazilian fan. Bro, Brazilian fan is the craziest fan on the planet. They will go behind their team more than anybody. And this is pure passion and pure love, you know. The passion comes from love. And October 22nd is going to be a new UFC champion, Islam Makhachev. This is what's going to happen.
And Ali, in your opinion, why is this fight not happening in Brazil?
Because I think the UFC have a plan to go to January in Brazil. And I think Charles Oliveira, you know, wanted to fight not in Abu Dhabi. And I think the UFC want to put on big fight in Abu Dhabi. Khabib is finished, retired. They need somebody to replace Khabib, you know? Who's going to replace Khabib? You have Omar, who's young, and you have Islam. Islam is very popular in this region. People love him, you know, and I'm sure some people love Charles Oliveira. But I'm gonna tell you something, my friend. Fighting in the desert is very different, you know. You know, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We don't know the result, but we know one thing: it's gonna be a big respect after the fight. I can tell you this now.
And 2 last things before I let you go. I would like to hear from you. What's your reaction about Alexander Volkanovski being the backup fighter for UFC 288?
Brother, I don't know nothing about this. As far as I know, if anybody get injured, Beneil Dariush is gonna fight. You know, Alexander Volkanovski, maybe he wanna go there, make weight, make $20,000 or whatever. But also he's smart because he put himself in a situation. Because maybe the winner, the UFC said, oh, you know, go fight in Australia. But also you have a Beneil Dariush, his 8-fight winning streak. You know, how we're not gonna talk about him? How we're gonna ignore Beneil Dariush? You know, listen, Islam is my guy and Beneil is my guy. If somebody injured Beneil, I'm gonna push Beneil Dariush to fight for the title with Islam or Charles Oliveira. Alexander Varnowski, I don't know who talked with him, who did with him, but this is the UFC decision. But also, I have my own decision I can make. Benil have his own decision he can make. Islam can have his own decision he can make. Charles Oliveira have his own decision he can make. You understand? You know, you gain a guy who's 5'5", you know what I'm saying? Like, to step in, he's not even in the weight division. But listen, this is the UFC job. I'm not a promoter. But when it comes down to it, I'm going to fight for Benil like I'm going to die.
Okay. And last one, obviously you believe that Islam will become the next UFC lightweight champion. But in case he loses to Oliveira, a lot of people believe that could make Khabib come back to retire. Should we let this go, or do you think it's possible?
Khabib is never coming back. Leave it alone. Leave the man alone. Let him enjoy.
He's happy right now.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Ali, thanks a lot for the time. I really appreciate it. Any special last message for the Brazilian fans?
Hey, I want to say thank you to Brazilian fan. Thank you for the Gracie family. Thank you for everyone who bring mixed martial art. Who bring mixed martial art is Brazil. It's not USA. It's not Russia. It's Brazil. And all of us, all to Brazil, they brought the sport we have today. And all of us want to say thank you to Brazil. And also, inshallah, Islam will be the lightweight champion, October 22nd. I'm sorry, Brazil.